The year is 1977. The place, a cramped, slightly grimy apartment in the heart of New York City. This is the unlikely habitat of Brent and Artie, two souls more different than night and day. Brent, a man who yearns for the comforting predictability of a metronome, finds himself sharing his life with Artie, a whirlwind of chaos disguised in a bathrobe. Their story is one of clashing lifestyles, unspoken dependencies, and the bizarre harmony that can only exist between two people who, on paper, should never have been in the same room, let alone the same apartment. This is a story of contrasts, of order battling entropy, of dawn battling dusk. It's a glimpse into the lives of two men who, despite their differences, find themselves bound together in the strange, unpredictable dance of being roommates. Brent lived for routine. He craved it, worshipped it, embodied it. His days were meticulously planned, each hour accounted for like a soldier reporting for duty. This obsession with order stemmed from his upbringing, a childhood spent under the watchful eye of a military father. Every action was dictated, every thought scrutinized, every deviation from the norm met with swift, often embarrassing correction. Brent yearned to escape the shadow of his overachieving brother, a decorated war hero whose picture seemed to stare down at him from every corner of his parents' house. He sought solace in the predictable, finding comfort in the repetitive tasks that marked his days. He collected stamps, each one carefully cataloged and mounted in his prized album, a testament to his need for control in a world that often felt chaotic and unpredictable. Every morning, Brent woke up at precisely 6 a.m., the shrill cry of his alarm clock, a jarring but necessary intrusion into his carefully curated world. His day proceeded with military precision. Breakfast at 6:15, followed by a brisk walk to the bus stop, newspaper in hand. His job at the post office, while mind-numbingly dull, provided a sense of stability that he desperately craved. Brent wasn't what one would call conventionally attractive. His skin had a yellowish tinge, a fact often attributed to his fondness for canned pineapple, consumed religiously every day at precisely 7 p.m. His head, slightly elongated vertically as if stretched on a medieval torture rack, was crowned with a solitary tuft of unruly black hair that stood on end like a startled cat. His most striking feature, however, was his unibrow, a thick, dark caterpillar that sat perched above his eyes, giving him a perpetually surprised expression. It was a source of much amusement for his co-workers at the post office, who often joked that he could smell a misstamped envelope from a mile away. Brent's fashion sense was as predictable as his daily routine. He favored vertically striped shirts, often in shades of brown or mustard yellow, paired with shapeless green pants that seemed to have been purchased from a military surplus store. His footwear of choice was a pair of well-worn saddle shoes, meticulously polished every Sunday evening. Artie, on the other hand, was a creature of chaos, a walking, talking embodiment of disorder. Yet this inherent disarray was curiously juxtaposed with an almost fanatical obsession with cleanliness. For Artie, the world was a dirty, grimy place, and he, a lone warrior battling the invisible enemies of germs and grime. His apartment, a testament to his paradoxical nature, was a battlefield where order and chaos waged a constant war. Clothes were strewn about, empty takeout containers littered the coffee table, and stacks of jazz records threatened to topple over at any moment. Yet, amidst this apparent disarray, one could find Artie, scrubbing the bathtub for the third time that day, his brow furrowed in concentration, his rubber ducky perched precariously on the edge of the tub, a silent observer to his cleansing rituals. This compulsion for cleanliness stemmed from a deep-seated fear, a feeling of being perpetually dirty that had haunted him since childhood. It was a feeling he couldn't shake, no matter how many times he bathed, no matter how many bars of soap he used. He was convinced that he carried with him the stench of garbage, a phantom odor that only he could detect.